Long before Hollywood created Ivan Drago, boxing already had the real-life character.
And the only thing he wanted was to defeat Muhammad Ali.
You said that you'll be able to finish the business within 10 rounds.
8 rounds.
8 rounds.
Don't put 2 extra rounds on it.
Those weren't the words of a movie villain. They came from a ruthless fighter.
And he was about to prove that even the greatest could be pushed to the limit.
Not once, but twice.
His name is Joe Bugner.
It was Valentine's Day, 1973, at the Convention Center Arena in Las Vegas,
When the legendary Muhammad Ali made his triumphant return to the ring after a forced break,
hoping to recover and regain his status as the best heavyweight in the world.
But that night he would face Joe Bugner, a boxer who many were already calling the real-life Ivan Drago.
Standing at 6'5" and weighing almost 220 pounds of pure muscle, this young European heavyweight challenged Ali, determined to end the myth.
And I feel so confident that this is going to be broken here. You know, that I feel that he's falling apart. And this is the place where he's going to lose.
But even before their first encounter, Joe Bugner was already terrifying the heavyweight division.
Born in communist Hungary, Bugner moved to England when he was a child.
And he became one of the most physically imposing fighters Europe had ever produced. People started calling him the man with the physique of a Greek statue.
At 22 years old, he had already done the unthinkable.
He arrived in London and defeated the British national hero Henry Cooper.
And Bugner, from taking a big right hand, comes immediately back with the left hand, the 55. The last.
Right! Get back!
Cooper's left eye looking a little red. That's the one that tends to go first, if anything. They find that amazing.
The British public was furious.
But Bugner didn't care about popularity. He only cared about winning.
No provocations, no boasting, just ice-cold focus and devastating power in the ring.
When Rocky IV introduced Ivan Drago years later, fans immediately recognized the pattern.
The expressionless look, the robotic pressure, and the impossible physique.
But Drago was fiction. Bugner was real.
And in February of 1973, Muhammad Ali was about to find out just how real he was.
Fans all over the world didn't know what to think.
Many doubted that Bugner could survive against the legendary Ali,
And they joked about which round Ali would put the giant to sleep. However, at the same time, there was a quiet hope that the Hungarian Ivan Drago
would make Ali bleed and take his place among the greatest.
But before the fight, Ali did what he always did best.
He resorted to his characteristic tactics and psychological games, cracked witty jokes, and made bold predictions.
As the undisputed favorite, with odds of 8-1,
He confidently told the media that he would knock out Bugner in the 7th round.
The heavyweight champion of all of them men, all those Caucasians, he's the baddest whitey they got. Oh, you won't know about the St. Valentine's Day's massacre. No, I'm predicting round 7. That's my prediction already. Round 7, not round 6, not round 8, but round 7. Get 7, he might go to heaven.
Ali loved mind games and was constantly looking for ways to confuse his opponent.
But Bugner didn't react.
there was no anger, no jokes,
nor any attempts to provoke him.
just the same cold stare and a deadly determination to put an end to the myth.
He created this myth, you know, where he's the supreme thing, and a lot of people believe in this. And it'll be my job to break this. And I feel so confident that this is going to be broken here. You know, that I feel that he's falling apart. And this is the place where he's going to lose.
Ali realized that Bugner wasn't going to waste energy on a war of words.
If he wanted to break the Greek statue, he would have to do it with his fists.
On that fateful night, Muhammad Ali was sure that the slow 22-year-old
would crumble under the pressure of fighting the most famous athlete on the planet.
But the Hungarian Ivan Drago would show the world what he was really made of.
From the very first moment, Ali showed flashes of his legendary speed.
He danced around the bigger man, throwing jabs and controlling the distance.
Just before the end of the first round, Ali cut Bugner above the eye with his signature right hand. And it seemed like it was only a matter of time before the Hungarian Ivan Drago was exposed as a fraud.
Ali had promised to finish the fight in the 7th round, and it seemed like his prediction would come true.
But then something unexpected happened.
Bugner refused to give up.
Round after round, the Hungarian kept moving forward. His jab found openings that shouldn't have existed.
Trying to slow down the champion while throwing body shots that crashed against Ali's ribs.
But every time Ali tried to apply the final pressure, Bugner absorbed it and counterattacked. It was the 7th round, which Ali had predicted would be Bugner's last.
Joe was still standing.
Going strong. He was also landing strong punches in return.
In the last round, the 12th, neither of the two boxers had been knocked down.
And knowing that a knockout was unlikely,
Ali closed the show with a dynamic finish.
Throwing fast combinations to make his superiority clear to the judges and the audience.
when the final bell rang, after 12 brutal rounds, neither of them had been knocked down.
Although Muhammad Ali secured the victory on points, he didn't win as he had promised.
The greatest heavyweight of all time had just been defeated by a 22-year-old from Hungary.
And it was clear that Ali's speed and power were no longer the same as in his youth.
His aura of invincibility was beginning to crack.
And less than 2 months later, Ali faced the great Ken Norton,
who shattered his jaw and inflicted a devastating defeat on him.
But while Ali was recovering, Bugner was rising toward an even greater opportunity. After pushing Ali to the limit, Bugner was not satisfied.
He wanted more! A few months later, he stepped into the ring against Joe Frazier,
the same man who had handed Muhammad Ali his first professional defeat in the fight of the century.
In the bright pink trunks, Joe all kinds of punishment as he has demonstrated performance in that first round against the inside. That vital left hook that Frazier must have operating. Both men came to fight. In rounds 1, 2, and 3. We have now passed to round 4. Joe Frazier is a 4-to-1 shot, but as he came out, I guess a man like Frazier, you would think he would tug him up a little bit, because Frazier likes to go low, and sometimes he is.
For 12 rounds in London, Bugner absorbed everything Smoking Joe threw at him.
Frazier's legendary left hooks, his relentless pressure, his suffocating aggression.
Although Bugner lost on points, he never went down. Some say that Frazier even told him after the fight,
"You're a tough guy!"
During the next 2 years, Bugner achieved 8 consecutive victories.
He regained the European heavyweight title
and climbed to number 5 in the world rankings.
And then fate wrote the script. Perfect!
6 months later, Ali avenged his loss to Norton in the rematch and defeated Joe Frazier again.
And in 1974,
Ali shocked the world by knocking out the new powerful heavyweight George Foreman.
In the legendary Rumble in the Jungle, where he regained the world title and proved to the world that he was still the greatest.
While all this was happening, Joe Bugner kept dreaming of a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship.
And finally, fate gave him that second chance, this time with more at stake than ever.
As he was getting ready for another fight with Muhammad Ali.
As usual, Ali tried to get into Bugner's head during the weigh-in.
But Bugner remained as calm as ever.
He didn't come to Indonesia, he didn't come to Malaysia because he knows he will get in trouble over here in this country because they don't like people like him over here. And all I gotta do is get the word and we'll bump him off.
And on July 1st, 1975 in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
More than 32 degrees and stifling humidity welcomed Muhammad Ali and Joe Bugner
To the Merdeka Stadium, while the crowd waited impatiently for the showdown between these two warriors, once again.
It wasn't just a rematch, but a fight for the World Heavyweight title. 15 rounds.
The winner took it all. Ali had evolved since their first encounter.
The rumble in the jungle had shown that he could still work magic when everything was on the line.
But at 33 years old, the passage of time was starting to show on him.
However, at 25 years old, Bugner had also evolved, with 2 more years of experience.
2 more years building up that granite jaw.
And this time he wasn't the unknown underdog.
He was ranked number 5 in the World Heavyweight rankings, and he believed his time had come.
Everything's been done with the legs, but not much with the fists. This is all designed.
Ali attacked with everything he had. The tropical heat was brutal, but he still had his movement.
His combinations were precise. His footwork was the classic Ali style.
And during the first half of the fight, he gained a clear advantage on the scorecards.
But Bugner wasn't going to give up.
Against Foreman. Ali's still making most of the running.
Round after round, the Hungarian kept pressing forward, even while taking hard combinations.
And in the second half of the fight, he started to respond with more confidence.
Bugner now beginning to show some little bursts of ferocity. And that could well be an answer to a call from Andy Smith, because Smith is crying out to...
His body shots were slowing down Ali.
And under the brutal heat, the champion's famous legs were starting to betray him.
Bugner got the right hand in. Of the man who usually does the opposite to what...
Ali tried everything. He pushed Bugner against the ropes several times and even tried his psychological tactics,
Giving Bugner a slap on the butt in the middle of the fight.
Ali slithering and sliding all over the place to get off those ropes, and he taps Bugner on the bottom, and Bugner has to smile, and the crowd love it.
but Bugner didn't fall for it. He kept his composure and waited for a clear opportunity to present itself. In the championship rounds, both men fought with pure willpower.
And in the final minutes, Ali gathered one last burst of energy and unleashed combinations, desperately trying to get the knockout. Ali attacked with everything he had, but Bugner refused to go down.
He was exhausted, bleeding, battered, but he was still standing.
Coming up at the side of Dai on Ali's face. For his pains, and gets a pummeling around the body as well.
When the final bell rang, both warriors were completely exhausted.
15 rounds under the 32-degree heat of Malaysia. Neither of them had been knocked down.
The judges gave the victory to Ali by unanimous decision.
But the statistics told a different story. Ali had thrown more punches,
while Bugner had landed the stronger punches.
It was closer than anyone expected.
In the end, Muhammad Ali once again proved his greatness, and the stubborn Joe Bugner earned his eternal respect.
After the fight, Ali admitted the truth to the reporters.
Will be the next champ as soon as I retire. I know he can do it. I couldn't hurt him. I only hit him during the last of the round when I got a few openings. But he's strong, he's young.
I believe it, champ.
Don't stop, Joe.
I believe
you are the greatest next to me.
Right.
Joe Frazier didn't give me as rough as time as you. George Foreman didn't give me as rough as time as you. And you are the next man in line.
That's right.
So you're
I
not
told you
old.
gonna fight again.
I'm 33. You got 8 long years before you this age. I'm gonna be gone very soon. I'm barely hanging on the rope now. So just lay dead, stay in shape, because this is your world. You have the complexion, the connection to get the complexion, and you have the skill and the will to do the job.
Right.
The greatest heavyweight champion in history had just confessed that the real-life Ivan Drago was simply too tough to beat.
Joe Bugner never became world champion.
But he did something possibly even more impressive.
He remains the only man in history to have fought Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier in consecutive professional bouts.
27 rounds with Ali. 12 rounds against Frazier, and he did it all without ever being knocked out.
Years later, when Rocky IV introduced Ivan Drago to the world,
Boxing fans didn't need Hollywood to show them what an indestructible, emotionless machine from Eastern Europe looked like.
they had already seen the real thing, and his name was Joe Bugner.